Ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Bryan with Nicest Corporation, and you are listening to the Galaxy's #1 3 pest control training program, the Pest Geek Podcast, hosted by my friend Frank Hernandez. Take it away, Frank.
Cloverleafing for bedbugs, all on this edition of the Pest Geek Podcast.
Pull out your hose and grab your can. We're about to integrate another Pest Geek Podcast. Hi, everybody. Frank Hernandez here, and welcome to the Pest Geek Podcast, bringing you the latest information on pests, products, and politics from today's leading industry sources to help you start, manage, and grow your pest control business.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to another edition of the Pest Geek Podcast. I am your host, Frank Hernandez, here every day discussing all things pest. Hey, we're going to be discussing cloverleafing for bedbugs. I know this sounds really odd, but hang with us here for a minute. We're going to be talking about monitoring and inspecting and things for bedbugs. And before we do that, I want to remind everybody to join the society, pestgeekpodcast.com. Facebook is the listeners group on Facebook, Pest Geek Podcast Listeners Group. Join that. And then also we got a Facebook page. Go ahead and make sure you like that for us. And join us on the web. We're kind of in the middle of the process of updating that website. And that's going to be a little work, more than I thought, but it's going to be worth it. And so we're getting that done. But join in on the conversation, share with us, call us. There's a phone number on the website. It should be there. Give us a call and leave us a message 24/7. Let us know what we're doing, and so we can help you better. And without further ado, hey, Jeff, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Frank. This is Jeff McGovern, the Pest Coach. And for this week's podcast, I want to reflect a little bit on a trip that I took this week, and we'll toss in some information about bedbugs. I went to Las Vegas to the Copasan Conference, and this is the 60th year of that fine organization. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Copasan, you can certainly go online and get reams of information about it. But in a nutshell, you have a conglomeration of pest control firms through the organization Copasan that allows national accounts, food service accounts, and commercial entities to be serviced under a single brand by family businesses throughout the country. Some of the pest control firms are quite large, many millions of dollars, and some of them are small family operations. But they all get together under the Copasan banner, and they're able to offer coordinated pest control services throughout North America. But in going to that conference, we were all guests at a resort, Red Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. And anytime I go to Las Vegas, I always think about bedbugs. You know, I know a lot of folks think about, oh boy, we're going to gamble and have fun and party. But when I go out there, due to many years of experience in Las Vegas and looking for bedbugs in some very high-end hotels, I always have that in the back of my mind every time I go out. And that reminded me of the presentations I'm doing this year with regards to additional revenue for this particular pest. And in the presentations I'm doing, I show a family picture of my own crazy family. And it's not everybody, but it's a good portion of folks in the shot. And in looking at that, I got to thinking, what if one member of that family had a serious issue with bedbugs? And in looking at the picture, I, of course, picked out my dad. And he's sitting there in the center of the shot. And, this is a man who has traveled all over the world, served in the military, and had a very long, wonderful life. And you know what? He's in the position where he could be easily bringing bedbugs back into his own home. And then I got to looking at the picture, and I thought, what if? What if we did a bedbug job for an individual like that? A family leader, if you will. And in that shot, what I see is that gentleman. And then I realize there's 8 households in that picture and probably about 20 or 25 vehicles in those 8 households. There are 7 places of employment, 3 schools, a university, at least 4 foreign countries visited in the last year, travel throughout the United States in the last year, and I say seriously, between 150 and 250 hotel room nights in the last year, because I'm not sure of all the travel everybody has done, but I know my own is a good portion of that. So you have one individual that got bed bugs, and then you have all those other people represented. And in most cases, what we do professionally is deal with the one, smile, pat them on the back, and make sure they're okay, and then we're on our way to the next job. But maybe we need to employ something we did many, many years ago, and that's called Cloverleafing or asking for referrals. In other words, we offer protection beforehand to the other individuals in that family, the other businesses involved out of that family, the other schools, and all those other places that could have an issue with bed bugs, because where did they come from in the first place? So the way you increase your revenue is offer your services to more people and think along the lines of preventative work. Yes, we can do that, but also think of early warning for those families as well. Now, you have to be polite, caring, and professional, and you have to have a plan. In other words, you can't just go into all these places and say, we're going to make sure you never get bed bugs and go look around. You have to have focal points that you establish inside of those sites and structures. And there are some easy ways to do that with products that we currently have on the market. One that will help you is from JF Oaks, and it's called the ProPest Bed Bug Monitor. Very, very simple, little tiny hard plastic device. It's a little sandwich, and in the middle of it is a little dab of glue. And they say it has human scent to it, and we can certainly disagree with that or not. But the fact of the matter is, it is a very good, very durable focal point that we can add to the beds within a structure. Normally, you put one in each corner between the mattress and the box spring, or you put one at the foot, one at the 2 corners by the wall, and one underneath the bed at the floor wall juncture. What you're doing is establishing sites that you're going to come back and focus on, and you're going to reassess the individual's residence or business on, say, a quarterly basis. You're going to offer that service. The other thing you can add to that as a focal point is a BeepCo power strip monitor. And it's simply a surge protector that hinges and opens up, and inside of it is a glue board and an attractant for bed bugs, and the device is also warm. It actually does function as a surge protector. When I teach classes here in Florida, we have those in the room running our projectors, so I know they work as surge protectors. So you've got 2 focal points you can offer to the client, and certainly on top of that, you can use the various climb-up style devices as well. You don't have to put them out in sight. Maybe you only put them at the floor wall junctures near the foot of the bed, or the base rather. But the fact of the matter is, by putting in devices like that, we're adding focal points to the site, places we can come back and reinvestigate on a regular basis because we're selling peace of mind to people. These are folks that travel and have lives. Heaven only knows where the bed bugs came from, but we can start adding protection. You can also offer any type you want of the mattress and box spring covers. My personal preference is Mattress Safe. They're made here in the United States in Cumming, Georgia. They only have a few SKUs because they fit so many different surfaces. But if people have those on their beds, they have a clean sleeping surface and a clean substrate to deal with. If they do bring bed bugs in, they'll have a dickens of a time getting through those things to ever infest the mattress or the box spring. So that's something else you can add to the process, and that also becomes a focal point for your work. Now, these folks move around. They go to school, they travel, they go on vacation. So something else you want to add to the mix is a luggage safe. Once again, that's a Mattress Safe product, but it's a large bag with the same type of zipper that's on the mattress and the box spring covers. It's extremely durable, it's stretch knit, And it's in fact the same material that my suit is made out of that people see me wearing at various meetings and such. But when the people check into a hotel or go to work even, maybe they work in a cube farm, the possessions they carry in with them can be placed into the bag zipped shut. Now, when it's sitting there all day while they're off doing things, nothing is going to crawl into it. And that's a lot of times how things are brought home. You check into a hotel, and that suitcase lives in the hotel room the entire time you're sitting by the pool, playing golf, fishing, or doing whatever you're going to do. And it's so easy to protect those things. Now, for the general public, we get asked this a lot. How do I check the hotel room? For us, we're used to crawling around and looking every place. Can we ask the general public to do that? In most cases, they're not gonna, but we can give them a quick and dirty that may help. And what I usually tell people to do is check into the room and put your luggage in the tub or in the shower stall. Then go to where the beds are, grab a hold of the mattress, and jack it about a foot and a half off the wall. So you're sliding it across the top of the box spring. You then stroll to the front of the bed and you look down into that space with your flashlight that everybody should be carrying, quite frankly. And if there's things moving, if there's specks that aren't the right color, there's little black dots, there's crud of any kind, that's probably the time to ask for another room. You haven't moved into it yet. That is a quick and dirty. Yeah, I know. We're going to tear the rooms apart as professionals. We're going to be ripping things apart. We're going to have stuff everywhere. The general public isn't going to do that. So at least we give them a quick and dirty to protect themselves. If that passes the test, then they can put their luggage into the luggage safe and stand a fighting chance anyway. Now, there's also what's called a laundry safe. It's a smaller bag designed for your dirty clothes and stuff, but it seals the same way. That bag fits most child's backpacks. So maybe we can recommend these to everybody that has school kids. Go ahead when the kid gets to school, he takes his backpack and drops it into the sleeve and zips it shut. Then he throws it in the pile because that's how it is most of the time. They're in a cubicle or a pile. And that's when the bags get cross-infested because somebody else has bed bugs. In fact, somebody else could have roaches. I've seen that happen. And the insects end up going home with someone that's new and different, and oh boy, they get started again. So it's these few simple ideas that may help us to offer services to folks that don't yet have a problem. Now, on the chemical side of things, we have products that we can treat in order to be proactive with regards to bed bugs. There's a lot of different brands, and with that type of thing, you know what? I'm going to leave it up to you folks, because there's a lot out there. If somebody wants me to discuss that and bring up brand names and things like that on materials, chemicals, I certainly can. But there are a lot of good products out there. If you follow the instructions and do it the way you're supposed to, you can offer the preventative services so that what ends up happening is we can prevent the infestation. Can we prevent introduction? No. We can't really prevent the introduction of virtually anything. What we have to be able to do is prevent the infestation, prevent things from moving in, because bed bugs are going to come in from, oh Lord, a million different ways, it seems. And they can come in with anything toted or brought by people. So the bottom line is we have to be proactive. We have to do everything we can. We know we can't stop introduction, but we can certainly prevent infestation. And so with that, I will turn it back to Frank. You folks have a great day, and I'll catch up with you all next week. This is Jeff McGovern, the Pest Coach.
Well, thank you for listening to this edition of the Pest Geek Podcast. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a pestacular day.
Thank you for listening to the Pest Geek Podcast. If you have enjoyed the Pest Geek Podcast, please give us a rating, write a review, or subscribe to the channel. You can join the Pest Geek Society by visiting pestgeekpodcast.com. Thank you for listening. See you next time.